In the vast expanse of space, there's a place like no other. It's a symbol of what we can achieve when we come together to explore the unknown. This is the International Space Station, or the ISS, and today we're going to take you on a journey to learn 50 fun and fascinating facts about this incredible space station. Before we start, please subscribe to our channel for more fun videos. Number 50. Have you ever wondered how big is ISS? The ISS is the size of a football field. That's right, it's massive. And it weighs about 925,000 pounds, which is the equivalent of 320 cars. Number 49. Speaking of size, did you know that the ISS has 8 miles of wire inside it? That's enough to stretch from your house to the nearest grocery store and back. And still have some left over. It's almost like building a giant circuit board in zero gravity. Number 48. If you're considering a career as an astronaut, here's a fact that might make you reconsider. There's no such thing as privacy on the ISS. That's right, even when it's time to catch some shut-eye, astronauts have to squeeze themselves into tiny pods that are about the size of a phone booth. Imagine spending months or even years in a cramped space with little to no privacy. It's not for the faint of heart. But that's the sacrifice that astronauts make in the name of science and exploration. Number 47. Calling all caffeine addicts, we've got some good news for you. Despite the lack of luxuries on the ISS, there's at least one essential item that has made its way into space: an espresso machine. That's right, in 2015, an Italian astronaut brought an espresso machine on board the station, and now the crew can enjoy a fresh cup of joe in the morning or whenever they need a pick-me-up. Number 46. The International Space Station hurtles around the Earth at a breathtaking speed of 17,500 miles per hour. That's so fast that it can complete a full orbit of the planet in just 90 minutes. Talk about a quick trip. To put that into perspective, that's about 10 times faster than a bullet fired from a rifle. It's almost impossible to fathom how something so massive can move so quickly through the vacuum of space. But one thing's for sure, the astronauts on board the ISS are in for a wild ride every time they orbit the planet. Number 45. If you're a fan of picturesque sunrises and sunsets, then the ISS might just be the perfect destination for you. That's because lucky visitors to the station get to witness an incredible 16 sunrises and sunsets every single day. That's right, every 45 minutes or so, the station completes an orbit around the Earth, giving its occupants an awe-inspiring view of the planet as it transitions from day to night and back again. Number 44. If you're hoping to set a record for the longest stay on the ISS, you might want to brace yourself for disappointment. While the station offers a unique and unforgettable experience, it's not exactly a place to settle down for the long haul. In fact, the longest anyone has ever spent on board the ISS is a mere 437 days. Now, don't get us wrong, that's certainly an impressive feat. Spending over a year in space is no small accomplishment, and it takes a special kind of person to endure the challenges that come with living in a microgravity environment. Number 43. The ISS is home to a number of experiments, including studying the effects of microgravity on the human body. And apparently, it makes your hair stand on end, literally. That's because without the force of gravity to keep it in place, individual strands of hair can repel each other, creating a strange and sometimes shocking effect. Number 42. Astronauts on the ISS have to exercise for 2 hours a day to prevent muscle and bone loss. But with no gravity, they have to use special machines to do it. Imagine running on a treadmill that's bolted to the floor. Number 41. If you're a fan of pizza, you might be disappointed to learn that astronauts can't have it on the ISS. The crust would crumble and float away, and the cheese would stick to everything. But they do get to eat some pretty interesting space food, like freeze-dried shrimp cocktail. Number 40. Have you ever gazed up at the night sky and noticed a bright, moving light? Well, it's possible that you've spotted the ISS, the third brightest object in the sky after the sun and the moon. Yes, that's right, the ISS is so bright that you can actually see it with the naked eye as it zooms overhead. It's an awe-inspiring sight and a testament to the incredible engineering that went into building this remarkable spacecraft. Number 39, if you're ever lost in the wilderness, you can use the ISS to help you find your way. It's visible from Earth with the naked eye, and there are even apps that can help you track it. Number 38, did you know that the ISS has 8 massive solar arrays that generate power for the entire station? That's right, these high-tech panels collect sunlight and convert it into the electricity that keeps the ISS running smoothly. But that's not the only amazing feat of engineering on display in the ISS. The station is also equipped with a unique water recycling system that can convert urine into clean, drinkable water. Yes, you read that right, the astronauts on board the ISS literally drink their own pee. Number 37, did you know that the ISS has a fail-safe emergency escape plan in place, just in case something goes wrong during a mission? That's right, the station is equipped with a special vehicle called a Soyuz capsule, which is designed to carry up to 3 people safely back to Earth in the event of an emergency. This high-tech capsule is basically a mini spaceship, complete with its own propulsion system, heat shield, and life support systems. It's designed to detach from the ISS and quickly make its way back to Earth, or it can land safely in a remote area of Kazakhstan. Number 36, the first module of the ISS was launched into space in 1998. Since then, more than 240 people from 19 countries have visited the ISS, conducting experiments and research and working together to maintain the station. Number 35, the ISS is not just a place for humans. It is also home to various animals, including mice, fruit flies, and even a few fish. Scientists use these animals to study the effects of microgravity on living organisms. Number 34, the ISS is not just for scientific research. It has also been used as a film set. The movie Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, was filmed partly on the ISS. Of course, the actual filming didn't take place in space. Instead, the movie's special effects team used high-tech computer graphics and green screen technology to create the illusion of being on the station. But the fact that the ISS served as a source of inspiration and authenticity for the filmmakers is a testament to the incredible engineering and design of the station. Number 33, if you're a fan of Lego, you'll be happy to know that there is a Lego model of the ISS. It has 864 pieces and comes with a stand and a miniature space shuttle. Number 32, the ISS is not always peaceful and quiet. Sometimes, astronauts have to deal with loud noises and vibrations caused by equipment and experiments. Number 31, the ISS stands as a shining example of international cooperation, as it is a product of a collaborative effort between 5 space agencies: NASA, Roscosmos, Russia, JAXA, Japan, ESA, Europe, and CSA, Canada. Each of these agencies has contributed their unique expertise and resources to the development and maintenance of the ISS, with the ultimate goal of advancing human knowledge and exploration in space. Number 30, despite its advanced technology and robust construction, the ISS is not immune to the perils of space debris. Over the years, the station has had to maneuver to avoid colliding with fragments of old satellites, rockets, and other debris that orbit the Earth. These close calls are a reminder of the dangers that exist in space and the importance of responsible space practices to minimize the amount of debris in orbit. While the ISS is equipped with systems to track and avoid debris, these near misses underscore the need for continued efforts to address the issue of space debris and ensure the safety of those living and working in space. Number 29, one of the key components of the ISS is the Destiny Laboratory module, which serves as a hub for many of the station's scientific experiments. Roughly the size of a large bus, Destiny was launched into space back in 2001 and has since played a vital role in advancing our understanding of the universe. Number 28, the ISS features a cupola, a unique dome-shaped window that offers a panoramic view of space in all directions. It's akin to having a private planetarium, allowing astronauts to marvel at the beauty of the cosmos from the comfort of their orbiting home. Number 27, for those who want to keep their minds sharp while in space, the ISS has got you covered. Believe it or not, there's a chess set on board, and astronauts can even play against people back on Earth. Number 26. The ISS is not just for humans and animals. It's also a place for plants to grow. Scientists have grown lettuce, zinnias, and even sunflowers on the station. Number 25. The ISS has its own composting toilet. That means that everything, including urine and feces, is collected and recycled into fertilizer for plants. Number 24. The ISS has a 3D printer on board, which means that astronauts can create tools and parts they need right there in space. That's pretty handy. Number 23. The ISS is equipped with a gyroscope system that helps keep the station stable and in the correct orientation. It's like an intergalactic balance beam. Number 22. If you're a fan of stargazing, the ISS is the perfect place to be. Astronauts can see over 90% of the Earth's population from the station. Number 21. The ISS features a remarkable filter system that goes beyond basic air filtration. This system removes carbon dioxide from the air and then converts it into breathable oxygen. It's an incredible feat of engineering that creates a self-contained, miniature ecosystem in space. This means that the astronauts on board can breathe easily without worrying about running out of breathable air. It's just another way that the ISS is helping us push the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration. Number 20. The ISS is not just for adults. In 2019, a children's book called Astro Pigs was written and illustrated by a group of Canadian students and then read aloud by Canadian astronaut David St. Jacques on the ISS. Number 19. The ISS has had a few mishaps over the years. In 2015, a leak in the station's cooling system caused the crew to evacuate to the Russian segment of the station. Number 18. The ISS is not just for astronauts. In 2019, a robot named Simon, Crew Interactive Mobile Companion, was sent to the ISS to help with tasks and provide some company for the crew. Number 17. The ISS is not the only thing orbiting Earth. In fact, there are over 2,000 active satellites currently in orbit, as well as countless pieces of debris and space junk. Number 16. The ISS is not just a stationary object in space. It actually moves around quite a bit, constantly adjusting its position to maintain its orbit and avoid collisions with other objects. Number 15. The ISS has a treadmill on board that astronauts can use to exercise. But because of microgravity, they have to wear a harness to keep them from floating away. Number 14. The ISS has a special system for recycling water, which means that the crew can reuse almost all of the water on the station. That's important when you're living in space. Number 13. The ISS has a special system for dealing with waste, too. All solid waste is collected and burned up in the station's atmosphere, while liquid waste is turned into drinking water. Number 12. The ISS has a special oven on board that can be used to bake cookies and other treats. That's right, astronauts can have fresh-baked cookies in space. Number 11. The ISS is not just a place to live and work. It's also a place for science education. Many schools and universities have programs that allow students to conduct experiments on the ISS. Number 10. The ISS has a special communication system that allows the crew to talk to people on Earth. They can also use email and social media to stay in touch with their friends and family. Number 9. The ISS has a unique lighting system that mimics the natural cycles of day and night on Earth. This helps the crew maintain a normal sleep schedule even though they're in space. Number 8. The ISS has a special glove box for handling dangerous materials. This allows the crew to conduct experiments with hazardous substances safely. Number 7. The ISS is not just a research station. It's also a place for art. In 2020, NASA and the Houston Cinema Arts Society commissioned a series of short films to be shot on the ISS. Number 6. The ISS has a special airlock that allows astronauts to go outside the station for spacewalks. These are risky but necessary missions that help maintain and repair the station. Number 5. The ISS has a special robotic arm that can be used to move equipment and supplies around the station. It's like having a giant robot helper. Number 4. The ISS has a special refrigerator that can keep food cold for up to 6 months. That's important when you're living in space and can't just run to the grocery store. Number 3. Astronauts living on the ISS experience what's called a space cold. This is because the air inside the station is constantly being recycled, which can lead to dry nasal passages and increased susceptibility to colds and other respiratory infections. Number 2. The ISS has its own garden where astronauts can grow their own fresh produce. The garden, called the Advanced Plant Habitat, is used to study how plants grow in space and can also provide a source of fresh food for the crew. Number 1. The ISS is actually not the first space station to orbit the Earth. The Soviet Union launched the first space station, called Salyut-1, in 1971, and it was followed by several others over the years. The first American space station, called Skylab, was launched in 1973 and was in operation for 6 years. And there you have it, 50 fun and fascinating facts about the International Space Station. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something new today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun and educational videos.